got you something.
Oh yeah.
Based off of pictures I've seen.
Okay.
Talk to me. Give me that. Are you smoking?
You know, the funny thing is,
Oh shit.
no, I really don't smoke cigars. I just did it for the picture.
Is that for the picture? Give it back.
Give it all you got.
Take this moment in a little bit. As the whiskey settles in just a little bit. Collect your thoughts before the curtain drops, just enough to
Give it all you got. Give it all you got.
my left arm going numb again. It's all I think about, just like the Benjamins. Then you fuck around and Google all the symptoms. It turns out I died 2 weeks ago again. They stop and tell me, do you realize you're so important? Imposter syndrome got me feeling like I don't deserve it. Sometimes my life feels like a movie, homie told me don't rush to get grown and drive slow, homie. Drive slow, homie.
So you don't smoke cigars?
No, it was just for the picture, man.
That's Hollywood, huh? That's Hollywood right there.
You know, sometimes you gotta switch it up a little bit. You know, try to go for something a little bit more artistic.
You didn't do the James Dean cigarette thing.
The who?
The James Dean cigarette?
No, what's the James Dean
Just a
cigarette?
cool cigarette in the mouth, just laid back.
Yeah, I mean, you know, some people could pull that off, man. You know,
I like the cigar thing.
you know, I like the concept of cigars.
Okay.
And because I'm a big Tony Soprano, aka James Gandolfini fan, you know, he smokes cigars.
Rest in peace.
So
And be telling me that I look like him a little bit now.
James Gandolfini?
I don't know how I feel about
It's
that.
throwing me off. Without the long hair, with the long hair, you got that. I forget what you do with that plays major at the Major League Baseball. I'm not a baseball guy, so I don't know the guy's name, but I know there's a guy. His name escapes me, but he has the beard like you do and the long hair. But if you take away the long hair, I definitely see a little bit of James Gandolfini.
But you're also saying I look pretty athletic.
I'll give you that too.
All right, thank you.
All of my guys would fucking love your question for sure, Paulie. Put out in a fucking bada bing or go to Aries with the good gravy and the batter got.
I think you can play in Italian.
Yeah, well, you know, my stomping grounds is, you know, New York native. Also lived in Jersey, so between New York and New Jersey, you know, you don't get more Italian than that.
Yeah. So how do you feel about when Al Pacino played in Italian?
But he is Italian.
No, I'm sorry. Played a Cuban as an Italian.
You know, I wasn't mad at it. You know, it is acting, so there is a certain amount of make believe. But I think that, you know, I mean, listen, I can't speak for the Hispanic community. If anybody's to be offended by it, I guess they should more than myself.
We liked it.
But you know, again, I know Scarface and Carlito's Way is a Bible for Hispanics. Yeah. You know, again, if there's anybody to be offended by it, it would be the cultural group that, you know, that culture and that history belongs to. Whereas, you know, I know for black people, you can't have white folks playing black historical figures. I'm not buying Mel Streep as Harriet Tubman. I want to see Woody Allen play Nelson Mandela. You know what I mean? Certain things have to become sacred to us, given the history of this country and what we have gone through. But you know, when you look at an Italian guy playing a Cuban or Puerto Rican, you know, that's a tough one, you know, because as a lover of film and great performances, Al Pacino's one of the best.
Come on.
You know, but also when you look at the pigmentation factor, he can pass for someone of that culture.
I thought he was Cuban for 20 years.
Listen, so did I. But you know, you can't pass off pale white notebook paper skin color for this.
Yes.
You know, that's a harder sell.
Well, he's mixed.
I definitely see some melanin in him.
It's a little bit.
Yeah, you black and what?
And British.
He's British.
Oh, governor. All right.
Put a nice shrimp on the bottom. Wrong thing. All right. No, that's so. I gotta ask you this question.
So you drink Hennessy with your pinky up?
I do.
Okay.
That is the thing. That's a joke. That's a long
One time for the Queen.
Yeah.
Yeah. How many New York caps do you have?
Endless. I only rock one, and that's the Yankees. Like if somebody gave me a Mets hat, no sir.
You can't do it.
Can't do it.
You know,
the Yankees.
I feel weird being from Miami, having some popularity in Miami. When I go out of Miami and I'm rocking, I like the color. See this? No like real sports logo. It feels like treason. Does not.
You know, again, being a diehard New Yorker, man, you know, that's I'm proud of that, you know. So I would never betray the Big Apple. And listen, I only wear slides because when you've been doing this as long as I have, you got to be comfortable, especially at 49. But other than that, you know, I'm Tim boots all the way.
I was a little disappointed we didn't walk in with the
and I you know, once I never was a big sneakerhead. So when everybody's like rocking Jordans or this or that, the only sneakers that I did rock was like the national sneaker of New Yorkers, which is the Air Force Ones.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So once I dropped Air Force Ones, all I wear now is Timbs. I shower with Timbs.
No, hold on, bro. I gotta expedite this interview and go to one question, then we'll get back to this. Timbs or Air Forces, dude?
Yo, Timbs now. You know, before it would only be Timbs and Air Forces, low cut. But you know, the problem is with white sneakers, man, they get dirty real quick. So I was like, you know what, man, I'm gonna just switch to Timbs now.
And you can't fight. It's not the same, you know, to get in a street fight with Air Forces as with fucking Timbs. You can do some damage with Timbs.
It's even harder with slides on.
That's true.
And there's nothing more embarrassing than getting knocked out and you got one slide over on one street corner and the other slide down the block.
Always happens.
You know what I mean? You want your shoes to stay on your feet.
So are you taking off your socks if anything goes down?
No. I'm always socked up, man. I'm always socked up.
Respectfully, yeah, I respect that. You were born in Chicago, though.
I'm from New York.
You're from New York?
Yeah.
Oh, so there's a distinction there.
There's a very big distinction, yes.
Okay.
Home is where you lay your hat.
I like that.
You know, I was born in Chi, but I left when I was a baby, so me growing up was more in New York. You know, Michael Jordan is from where?
North Carolina.
No, he's from Brooklyn.
Is that right? Is that right? He was born in Brooklyn. Tupac too.
But he claimed Tupac. But they both claim. Michael Jordan claims North Carolina, and Tupac claims West Coast.
You're right.
So you know, home is where you lay your hat. New York all the way.
So you were raised in New York.
Raised in New York, New Jersey.
New York, New Jersey. That's where you started your comedy career.
Yeah.
You got kicked out of high school. Is that true for a fight?
I left high school.
Were you wearing Timbs?
I've been suspended a lot.
No Timbs.
No. I wasn't rocking Timbs.
How far does Timbs go back in your life?
Probably right after high school.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you weren't wearing Timbs when you got in the fight?
No.
And how did that happen? What happened in high school? Were you a good kid?
I was treacherous. I was a monster. You know, I was always in trouble for, you know, making people laugh and trying to be the center of attention. You know, I never liked school. I never understood school. I kind of figured out at an early age that unless you're gonna be a contestant on Jeopardy, why do I need to know about the Southern Hemisphere? You know, why do I need to know about, you know, 16th century Europe? You know what I mean? I mean, the only thing you need out of school is basic arithmetic and reading and writing skills.
I owe $10,000 in taxes, but I know what a Pythagorean theorem is.
And how's that working out for you?
Not well.
There you go.
Not well, Aries. You're Aries, born April 3rd, which does make you an Aries.
Yep, Zodiac Aries. Yep.
Therefore, if you don't mind, I would like to read you today's horoscope.
Go ahead.
See if that.
Proudly, I got the same birthday as my idol and my hero, Eddie Murphy.
Is that right?
April 3rd.
Oh, shit. So do you believe in all that stars align type of thing?
You know, my belief system as I get older and continue to go through this journey called life, it changes. It changes because you just have so much shit thrown at you that, you know, one day you believe one thing, next day you believe something else. And to some degree, it all feels like, you know, jokes and riddles. You know, I'm in a weird journey in my life right now.
I feel like that's why when you go to church, if you go to church, you see a lot of old people. I think as you get a little older in life, you start getting a little closer to God. Your politics change. You start off very liberal, start a business.
A lot of young people. A lot of young people go to church too, though. You know,
that's true.
That's one of those things that is like, you know, generational hand-me-downs.
Yeah. So this is your horoscope for today.
Right.
Be careful not to stir the pot and escalate drama after Chatterbox Mercury. What the fuck does that mean?
I don't know what Chatterbox Mercury
Me neither. I'm sure there's gonna be a few chicks in the comments. He's in fucking Chatterbox Mercury. It's crazy. Which has been in retrograde since August 5th. Another thing I don't. Backs into Leo on your 5th house of impassioned self-expression for the last 2 weeks of its reversal, with the messenger planet in its live and loud precinct until August 28th. It's all too easy to start off speaking from the heart and wind up oversharing.
Yeah, that's the true sign of an Aries. You know, we speak from the heart. You know, we got that Charles Barkley like mouthpiece. You know, we don't.
Give me a little Charles Barkley, or
I don't know nothing about Angola, but I know when they play the '92 Dream Team, they're in trouble.
I hold your Shaq's Comedy Jam up against any special.
Thank you.
The towel, the Timbs, the confidence, the swagger. I'm gonna take him to a champion. But he sat front row. What the fuck was that like, dude?
Well, you know, the funny thing is, prior to that, though, I'd actually worked with Shaq and knew Shaq. You know, Shaq did a couple of episodes of Mad TV.
Right.
So Shaq was always a big fan to begin with.
Okay.
So every time I would run into him, and as a matter of fact, when he was playing with the Heat, I ran into him a couple of times here in Miami. And I remember one night I was going into a club as he was coming out, and he was like, "Make fun of me on Mad TV. I love it. Dude, it's hilarious."
That's so.
You know, so you know, he's always been super cool like that.
I'm gonna bring home the championship. I say that shit at least once.
You know, you got certain things you hear him say. What's that one thing? Like, you know, 48-10, you gotta get 48-10. You get 48-10, that's barbecue chicken. You know, so you certain in terms of the bassiness, certain cadence, it's easy to lock.
And you have to go more cross-eyed when you're doing the impression, right?
He doesn't really like the cross-eyed thing. But you know, for comedic license, sometimes you gotta exaggerate a little bit.
You have to. You've nailed impressions. Well, real quick, back to that. How did that? What was that feeling like, dude? Being in that octagon, being in that.
You know, I had done that theater before. So it wasn't new to me. I think it might throw somebody if you've never played in a place where you're literally in the middle of the arena, and then, you know, on top of that, the stage is spinning.
It was spinning.
Yeah, it spins very slowly, but so you can kind of work your way to the 360 of the audience. But the energy and the atmosphere was so explosive. It kind of felt like being a gladiator in the movie Gladiator. You know, it's like, you know, you're in that round arena, and, you know, there's just people around you 360 and cheering you on, and, you know, giving you that energy.
You opened with immediately crowd work.
No, I didn't. Well, you know, I kind of did, but it was more material based. But, you know, I always say, when you look at great comedians, doing crowd work is like being a NFL Hall of Fame pro quarterback. You know, your material is your playbook, but when you go off the cuff, now you got to Michael Vick it. Right. You know what I'm saying? And scramble. And not a lot of comedians know how to do that. That doesn't take away from them being award-winning Hall of Fame quarterbacks. Right. But if you can do both, and you can Michael Vick it and stay in the pocket, you just twice as deadly.
So what do you feel now about kind of the current state of where comedy's at, and I get the crowd work thing, because a lot of people don't want to burn material. Yeah. I get that argument. But it feels almost like there's an evolutionary thing happening in comedy where a lot of the audience that maybe don't have the history of comedy like maybe you and I would have, and the appreciation for it, just consider that crowd work shit being comedy. And that's it. That's what they come out for now.
Well, I mean, ignorance is bliss. Right. You know, they don't know. If they don't know, they don't know. I mean, you know, it is an art form in and of itself. And it's not an easy one to master. That's why a lot of comedians don't do it, because they can't do it. Right. And a lot of them, you know, are like deers in headlights if they have to abandon their playbook. Right. You know, it's like, I don't know what to do. So, you know, you have to respect it, because it is part of the art form of comedy, but it's such a hard thing to do that it takes guts to do it. It takes a willingness to do it. And you gotta have the skills, man. You gotta be quick, you know, and I'm a fast gunslinger, so I love it. But I think if you're a comedian to try to downplay that in any way, you give me a badge, man. Right. You don't deserve this comedy badge, because it is part of the show. Right. And again, I think that there are comedians who probably are just envious of the fact that they can't do it. You know, Matt Rife just put out a Netflix special, purely crowd work, and he is one of the best.
You think so?
Absolutely.
Oh shit.
You know, I always told Matt, I said, man, it's a question of time before you blow up, because you got the quadruple factor. You're white, you're male, you're funny, and you're good looking. Okay. So, you know what I'm saying? So when you're in Hollywood, this is a business geared towards white folks. It's they FUBU, for us, by us.
Right.
You know, they just happen to allow us to play in the game. But Matt Rife is a white man. He's good looking. He's funny. He got all the tools, man.
He's actually funny. Yes, I agree with that.
I always said he kind of has that like that Sugar Ray Leonard, Oscar De La Hoya shit. Like, don't let that pretty boy shit fool you. Rife got hands, man. Comedically got hands.
Do you feel because has those tools, he came in a little strong with the DV thing in the first special?
No.
Kind of like, hey, I'm a comic, dude. Like,
nah, because prior to him blowing up through his own volition and hard work through having a videographer come out with him on the road and shoot him doing crowd work, and that's what really kind of catapulted him to the next level. So for a long time, Hollywood wasn't kind of embracing him the way that they should have. You know, maybe that's because he was so raw and off the cut and unfiltered. Where now, you know, comedy is moist. Right. The climate of comedy is real soft. You know, everybody got to protect their feelings, and you know, now we giving out 15th place trophies, and you know, this shit is moist, man.
Do you think that that's a product of everyone having a voice now?
Absolutely. That motherfucker right there, that cell phone.
Or him specifically?
No, that cell phone.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest, that piece of technology with social media is the biggest blessing and curse.
I agree.
Because like let's be real, when we all sitting around at an airport or, you know, where we got time, you know, even in our cars, we scrolling and some of that shit is very entertaining. But the problem is everybody has a voice. And some people don't deserve to be heard. Some people should shut the fuck up. Everybody's been given the keys to the liquor cabinet and the gun cabinet, and if they're not responsible, that's a dangerous combination. Liquor and pistols, you know what I mean? So that shit should be handled with care.
Fucking bar, dude. That shit. I was bar for bar, dude. You got like a JayZ swag almost to you.
You know what, man? I'm a fan of hip hop. Again, I came up in the I was an '80s baby, so I'm a part of that. The golden years of hip hop, the '90s and the early 2000s. So, you know, and I rap a little bit myself.
Shit.
Like JayZ say, I'm from New York, home of the Spitters. You know, so whether it's Jada, Nas, Biggie, Big L, Fat Joe, you know, my man Big Pun. I come from.
So we just had this conversation. All right. I made the mistake apparently to put Biggie and Pun in the same conversation.
Why not? Why not?
Why not?
We talking about lyrics. Man.
Well, they're saying someone in this room, and there's not many, were saying that Pun, and I, you know, they both lived. The reason I compared them is one, they're both from New York. They're lyricists.
They both tragically died,
and they tragically died before their time, leaving like two. I think Biggie had 2 albums.
Right.
Pun had, I think, 2 albums.
Right.
So I put them in the same conversation. Apparently, you shouldn't do that. What do you think?
Well, people say that because when you look at their body of work, there's only 2 albums apiece.
Yeah.
But you could tell. I mean, you don't have to be a rocket science when you do the eye test, the ear test, the gut test. You know Biggie had the skill set and Pun where if they didn't die, you're telling me their body of work wouldn't be just as extensive and just as incredible as a Nas or a JayZ or somebody that's still around?
I agree.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
Come on, man. I don't need to, you know, go, well, they died early, so we'll never know. No, we knew.
Right.
You know, we knew from what they did. We knew they had that skill set.
And you think back, dude, these were 20, how old was Biggie? 23?
Yeah, both young.
Pun was 28,
yeah.
something. Like, those are lyrics that now, to this day, me, you know,
I'm gonna fuck it up because I don't know it by heart, but that one song, and we was just listening to it in the car with Justin.
Pun?
Pun, and he
in
said,
the middle, a little
diddly. I'm like, come on, man.
Dude. Come on, dude.
Come on, man.
Imagine if you would have just had 10 more years.
Come on, and you know, the longer you stick around and the more you in the business, you become like wine, man. You age, you know.
But Aries.
You grow, you get more. You like a sponge. You soak all that up, and you can only get better.
I'm an Eminem fan.
As am I.
But do you feel like he's held up?
To not put Eminem in your top 10, I think is a travesty.
He's on there. For me, he's on there.
Yeah.
But I feel like if he would have, and this is blasphemy, this is horrible to even say, but if he would have, let's just say not died, but if he would have maybe just quit
Eminem.
If he would have quit 10, 15 years ago.
Well, some people might tell you based on his quality of albums over the last couple years, he already quit.
That's kind of what I feel, dude.
No, listen, man. There's ebb and flows to this shit. Nobody stays great at a certain level forever. You know, there's ebb and flows. But you'd be crazy. Name another white rapper that's on his level. That's to be taken seriously.
At his level? I mean, era-wise, maybe Vanilla Ice at one point.
No, don't. I'll smack the shit out you.
In the 80s?
What?
Ice Ice Baby?
Did this motherfucker just say Vanilla Ice?
At the time, dude?
He is the transgender of rap.
Hold on, that's crazy. He said that. But at its time.
Somebody being something they're not.
At the time, though.
Fuck the time.
Ice Ice, dude, he was in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle soundtrack, dude.
Oh my God, I've had my dick in some bad pussy. That don't make it great.
But it does make it pussy.
No, listen. I'm talking about a white rapper that you would legitimately go, yo, you could put him up there with Eminem. The only person I would say, MC Search. But who else you gonna say? Machine Gun Kelly?
No.
My man from what's my man that had the song Jump Around? He had that
Cypress?
What was it, y'all know the name of the group? Remember? It was a big song. Huh?
Beastie Boys?
Not Beastie Boys.
Cypress Hill.
Not Cypress Hill.
Jump Around.
Jump up, and get down. No, that's not Chris Cross. White boy. All the Irish people would play this shit to death.
Jump up.
It was like an anthem.
Was that a white boy? Maybe I just
it's a white boy.
Who? Jump up, and get down.
Nah, he's a white dude. Everlast. And that really was the one hit song.
Yeah.
Now from a respect standpoint, being the first dudes in the game on a group level, yeah, you got to say the Beastie Boys. But even the Beastie Boys, as they got older, ventured away from pure hip hop.
Nah.
So I'm just saying, Eminem is the only dude where he stayed 100% hip hop all through his veins throughout his entire tenure.
And does the black community? Why is it so divided now?
I don't, because that's the trend now, is to be divided.
What the fuck happened?
Popular. It's become popular to shit on Michael Jordan now.
Wait, what happened?
Michael Jordan is basketball's Muhammad Ali. But everybody with this whole, I'm done with the 90s. Michael Jordan, LeBron debate. Now, we could debate that all day. And if he's your favorite player, he's your favorite player. You're allowed to have that. But this ridiculous shit where this new generation is going, Michael ain't had no left. Word.
That's crazy.
Michael Jordan in the 90s, we done with the 90s. He played plumbers and truck drivers and janitors. Are you fucking serious?
They do kind of look like that.
Like that, so that's the trend now. Yeah. Let's shit on Michael Jordan.
That's crazy.
That's ridiculous. And blasphemous and disrespectful.
John Stockton did look kind of like a plumber, though.
John Stockton was one of the greatest point guards ever played the game.
Yeah. How about Kid Williams, Jason Williams?
White Chocolate?
What happened to him, dude?
He didn't win a championship, but White Chocolate was a beast.
White Chocolate was a fucking...
And while they try to say that while they try to shit on our era, the 90s, it's like, dude, y'all forget, like, we didn't have White Chocolate. We didn't have Gary Payton. We didn't have Jason Kidd. We didn't have Kenny Smith. We didn't have...
Shaq was in there.
We didn't have Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf, who was Steph Curry before Steph Curry.
Right.
So it's like, put some respect on the 90s, man.
Well, that has been like a trend. Like, people don't...
But that's that new stupid shit from this goofy generation,
Just like Pac. I've heard people disrespecting Pac.
I ain't never heard nobody disrespect Pac.
Yes, I've heard some of these newer rappers maybe disrespect in the sense where, I don't really fuck with them. Like, I don't.
Yeah, but again,
not appreciating.
It's all about these new kids with. Our shit don't stink. We the greatest ever. You old heads, you old man, get off my porch. And, that's become the popular thing now, is to not pay respect to the elders. And I always tell people, man, I ain't a old man, get off my porch. I got money. Get the fuck out my driveway, nigga. Saying? I'm an old nigga with a driveway, no porch.
How'd you get through the gate?
You know what I'm saying? Exactly.
Okay.
You got to drive and make twists and turns to get to my crib.
So now, I would love to hear your top 3.
Rappers?
All time.
Not in any particular order. JayZ, Nas, and Jada.
So you go to New York for fucking, like, you're New York.
I'm a New York, home of the spitters, man.
Damn, dude.
Home of the spitters, man.
JayZ, number 1.
I'm not saying Jay is number one.
No, in no particular order.
Yeah,
JayZ.
Actually, if I have to put it in order, I would say Nas, Jadakiss, and JayZ.
Jadakiss is on there.
How could you not put Jada on there?
Jadakiss.
Jada's one of the coldest spitters ever.
Yesterday's price is not today's price. Did you fucking see that verses?
How a
dude?
nigga up north better than Jordan that they get that break.
You know what I mean? Come on,
Got him
man.
too, bro.
Come on,
Dude,
man.
your impressions are so fucking good. Can I throw some curveball impressions?
I'ma see.
Greta Thunberg.
Who?
Greta Thunberg,
Who's that?
that child activist.
Oh yeah, I can't just do motherfuckers. If I can't do it, I can't do it.
Pitbull.
Who?
Pitbull.
No, I can't do Pitbull.
Dale.
Nah, I can't do Pitbull.
Did he?
Give me a bitch to abuse.
You know I live out here, dude. You're gonna get me killed, dude.
You be alright.
Enrique Iglesias.
I can't do Enrique Iglesias. Where you finding these motherfuckers from?
These are curveballs, dude. I know you're really good.
they
You
real
got a
curveballs.
Drake? You got a Drake in there somewhere?
I don't, man. I don't. Listen, my ego is not such that I'd be like, I can do anybody. Nah,
No.
if it ain't in my wheelhouse, I don't do it. I ain't gonna force it. It's gotta be organic.
Okay, that's fair enough. Fair enough. All right, so Kamala Harris don't got one in it, no?
Nah,
Okay.
no Kamala Harris. You
Speaking
picked
of-
a bunch of people I just could not do.
Speaking of Drake, what are your thoughts with this whole Kendrick Drake thing? You got
I'm
an
49.
opinion on
I'm
it?
49 years old, man. I've hung up my rap jersey in the rafters a long time ago. I don't follow none of this.
You don't follow it.
I know as far as this young generation is concerned, I know J. Cole is nice.
Okay.
Dave East is nice.
Okay.
Kendrick is nice. And then that's where I kind of fall off.
Well, they're like just at the tip of
Right.
the cutoff, I think, right? J. Cole's been in the game for a bit.
But he's part of this crew right now.
Consider him.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess Drake is around the same age too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, man, if you were to take today's young generation of rappers and put them up against my generation of rappers, it would be like the 92 Dream Team versus Special Olympics. It'd be a massacre, man.
I don't know. Some of them could fucking hoop, dude.
It'd be a massacre.
Doris Spears.
Yeah.
She was a jazz and blues
Still
legend.
is.
Still is. She's still singing.
Yeah.
What was that like?
I have her to thank for, the path that I'm on now and been on, because she was an entertainer. She recognized it in me early and then kind of nurtured my desires and gifts to kind of put me out there and let me get to doing it. So, yeah, man, I grew up in a house filled with listening to Miles Davis and Thelonious Monk and Charlie Parker and, Louis Armstrong and some of the greats.
So you gotta, I hate to do it.
My first impression
There you go.
was Louis Armstrong. Potato, you say tomato. Let's knock those things out.
You would do that to your mom?
Yeah.
You would do it for her?
Yeah.
Do you have a Miles Davis?
I don't.
That was fucking crazy.
That's the limit to my jazz.
That was
impressions.
crazy. Did you hear him later in life? 35 years in comedy, dude. You started when you were just a teenager.
14.
What the fuck?
Yeah, man. My idol is Eddie Murphy. So I know he started at 14, and like I said, he's an Aries. So I just kind of took all that as like motivation to move in that direction, and it was kind of like appointment television. Every Saturday night for me and my pops to stay up and watch him on SNL. He was such a juggernaut on that show, and it was so impactful that when my dad took me to go see 48 Hours in Trading Places, I was like, I want to be that dude. So that solidified it for me.
You ever meet him?
I've run into Eddie a couple times. I remember the first time I met him, I was in LA at this time, and there was a then popular night spot called the Roxbury, which now is like a restaurant, but all the big celebrities used to go there back in the day. And I remember the first time I went there, I was upstairs on the second level where a lot of the celebrities come in and hang out. And Eddie walked in, and I remember I'd already known his bodyguard, Fruity. And I was like, holy shit, I saw Eddie smile and I recognized a little baby teeth. And I was like, oh shit, this is Eddie Murphy. So I walked up, introduced myself, and he leaned back and he was like, "He's the brother of Def County Jam, did all the impressions and shit. Man, you good, man. You getting chunky though. You better stop eating."
Damn, bro.
And I was blown away. Like I was like, "Holy fuck!" He knew who I was, so
He acknowledged
it
you.
fucked me up a little bit.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Was your dad alive to hear that? Is he still alive?
No, he's passed since, but he was alive at that time.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit, what did he say?
Yeah. Oh, he just was flabbergasted.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So they say never meet your idols, but you did.
Well, I don't know if meeting the idols is one thing. Hanging out with them might be something else.
That might be a little,
because you get a little bit more in-depth knowledge in terms of who they are and how they navigate. But I've never met anybody. Well, he wasn't really my idol, but I was such a huge fan of JayZ.
Oh,
I remember the first time I met him, he was kind of real rude and standoffish.
Really?
Yeah.
that sucks.
So that was a little bit disappointing. But
Where'd you meet him?
I was doing an interview where I was interviewing Grant Hill's wife, Tamia.
Okay.
And we were at this little restaurant in Beverly Hills, and Jay walked in, and he knew Tamia, and she knew him. So he made a beeline to the table and said, "What's up?" to her. And I was like, "Oh shit, yo, Jay, how you doing, man?" He kind of just looked at me and was like, so that was kind of
that
a little
sucks,
disappointing,
dude.
but
I would have punched him, dude.
Oh, no,
Made headlines.
Not at that moment.
Not at that time.
I had too many niggas.
You know, I did extra work, and I was on a set for Ride Along.
Yeah.
With Kevin Hart and Ice Cube, I think. And I was behind him in the car, and I thought, well, if I just kind of hit him with the car, I think you make headlines, right?
You got a rough approach, man.
No?
You had a rough approach.
I would have punched JayZ right there, dude.
Hilarious.
So this quote right here, actually from your boy: "Get in the booth, leave the door cracked."
Let God in.
What does that mean?
You don't know what that means?
What does it mean to you?
But I'm just asking you before I tell you what it means to me, because I think
I think it's a good. I think it means a lot of things, right? So don't get too in there. Don't lose yourself. Leave it a little open for spiritual. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's more that part. It's like, God blessed you with the talent. Go in there, do what you got to do, and let God take care of the rest. He gave you the talent. He put you in this position. So don't doubt yourself. No fear. Just leave the door crack. Let God in. He got you.
Do you ever have those moments though? You feel like I feel like you have a lot of confidence in your swagger. Maybe it being
a lot of doubt too, a lot of insecurity too.
Can we talk about that for a second?
Yeah, I mean, this business is funny, man. It's like before this business gets a hold of you, you come in with a certain amount of naivete, and you don't really know what you're dealing with because you just have a perception of what's gonna happen. But then, this business is like a uncle that puts you on his knee and molests you a little bit. You know what I mean? It could fuck your head up because you find out that things aren't what you thought they were.
Right.
And then you got to deal with the politics and the bullshit and the racism. And it takes a little bit of your soul, it takes a little bit of your gusto, and you have to try to figure out a way to take these hits and take these disappointments and still find a reason to get out of bed in the morning. Because you believe in yourself, you believe in your talent, but you start to question just, your journey and whether or not things are gonna pan out, because there's so much turbulence and so much shit that happens, it just doesn't make sense. And sometimes it feels like you lose more than you win. But if you can weather the storm, man, I believe, it'll all work out before it's said and done. So, I made a promise to myself, I'm gonna do this till I either win or till I'm in the ground. So that's it. That's it for me. It's either win or die.
Would you fuck Lizzo?
I'll fuck a bitch out of dumpster, nigga, if the pussy seem right. You know what I'm saying? Pussy like pizza. Even when it's bad, it's delicious.
I got a lot of love and respect for you, bro.
Yeah,
And by the
man.
way, you just hit something there with the last thing, not the Lizzo thing, the thing
Yeah.
before. You got a lot of shit for that too on the eyelash thing. What the fuck is
Yeah,
happening
of
over
course.
there, dude?
Yeah, man. My eyelashes, man, look like BBLs for the face. Like why would you put them horrendous pterodactyl wings on your face, man? Natural beauty is beautiful, baby. Let you open up your eyes, let God in.
But in retrospect, should you have said just women's and trans and everyone in between, or would you have gone back and said? Because I think you kind of said black women.
Well, no, I specifically said that I know all women do it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, white women, Latino women, but the franchise is black women.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like there are white folks in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there's some Spanish dudes, some
Yes.
Argentinian dudes.
We're in there, yeah.
There was an Asian guy at one point. But who's the franchise?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. And you caught some.
And listen, I'm sure I never really seen it, but I'm sure there's some black women and white women that draw eyebrows on their eyes, shave their eyebrows, and then draw them on. But if
tattoos and shit, yeah.
not tattoos, where they actually draw an eyebrow
that's
on.
wild.
But the franchise for that is the Mexican girls.
The cholas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they should. It's sponsored by Sharpie.
And they do the lip thing too, yeah.
Yeah, man.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So let's be honest about what it is.
That's what I love most about you, and I think maybe it's also a curse, right?
Listen, it's my mouth is my biggest attribute, but it's also my biggest detriment.
You believe that?
I know it.
I feel like that's that same kind of
The same way I
trajectory-
can make you laugh, I can also turn you off.
Yeah. I feel like that same trajectory is what Pac would have had.
His mouth, his temper.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, God rest his soul, it put him in a horrible place.
Right. You ever meet him? Were you too young?
It's a quick Tupac story. I was at the comedy store.
All right.
Back when Fat Tuesdays was a thing, which was basically Black Night at the comedy store.
A lot of
I mean,
eyelashes out
it was packed. If you've ever been to the comedy store, there's 3 rooms. There's the belly room, which is the smallest room. There's the OR, which is the second biggest room. And then there's the main room, which is the biggest room.
Right.
But it would be like being at Studio 54 back in the 70s. I mean, you couldn't move. It was elbow to elbow. Celebrities come through. All the broads that want to get picked up by dudes with money. All the dudes looking to spend money to pick up bad bitches. It was a scene. And I remember one night I performed and Tupac was there. And I was trying to do some Mike Tyson jokes. And him and Mike was as thick as thieves. So Pac stood up and was like, nah, nigga, move on. Don't fuck with my nigga Mike Tyson, nigga. Move the fuck on. So he kind of gave me the verbal business.
Yeah.
And I did the joke anyway. But the strange thing was when the show was over, Pac came backstage and showed me so much love, man.
That was the duality of Pac, though.
Yeah, crazy but sweet.
Crazy but sweet. You know
Yeah.
who else was like that?
Puerto Rican women. Dominican, Cuban,
Yeah, elaborate on.
the Spanish women, man.
Yeah.
Sweet but dangerous.
I was gonna say DMX, but we'll take Puerto Rican.
No, DMX was. I don't think DMX was as wild as Tupac though. Not from a temperament standpoint.
Dude, he used to stand outside a gas station out here with his
No.
pit bull.
I don't. Tupac had almost like a fire to want to do battle, whereas DMX was just a fiery dude, but not necessarily looking to pick a fight.
Hey, yo, bitch.
But that's the part of the rhyme scheme. That he means he loves you. Hey, yo, bitch, I love you. You know what I mean?
It's endearing. It's
endearing.
Yeah. That's beautiful, dude. That's a great. You got a DMX. I know you used to do his mom.
Yeah, we did a famous skit on Mad TV where I played his mother.
Did he? What did he think about that? He didn't like that.
He loved it.
Yeah.
Fucking loved it. Yeah. X was one of the coolest, man.
Did he like you?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Absolutely. X was great.
I've never got to see him in person.
Right.
He looked like a little dude. Was he?
He wasn't little. He just wasn't like a big motherfucker. But
Because Pac looked like that too, and they're
but
little,
listen,
skinny.
You didn't want to fuck with X.
Yeah.
Real quick, another story. JayZ was doing the big Hard Knock Life tour at the Staples Center in LA. Prior to me going, I went to go hang out with my man Redman because I wanted to work with him on something. Then I went to Redman's hotel, we kicking it, we talking business. at the end of the night, he was like, yo, I gotta go because I'm getting ready to go to the Staples Center and fuck with JayZ. And he's like, yo, you wanna go? I was like, hell fucking yeah. So we go to the Staples Center, and at that time I had my comedy CD with me. So I was trying to get as many celebs as I could to endorse it. Yo, fuck with my man Aries Spears, blah, blah, blah. Get the CD. So I saw X, and the CD was 2 parts. It was one, me doing stand-up, and the other part, prank phone calls. And in one of the phone calls, I did him calling a reverend to talk about the beef with Ja Rule. So
the DMX call?
Yeah. So I see X backstage in the locker room area by the Staples Center, and I was like, yo, X, man, I got the CD. I was wondering, Doug, I need to holler at you. So I go with him into the locker room where there's really one way in and one way out. So it's me and him, and about 15 of his dudes come in and surround us in like a circle.
Oh my God.
So then the security comes in, he shuts the door and stands in front of it. So I was like, yo, I want to know if you could endorse I don't know, Doug, I heard some things about my voice.
You still pitched your album after they surrounded you? That's a true fucking comic.
Yeah. So he's like, I don't know, Doug, you come to my hotel tomorrow, let me hear it. If it's good, yeah. If it's not, and after he did that, I shit you not, this motherfucker reached in his mouth and pulled a razor blade out from under his tongue, a la the movie Above the Rim, Tupac's character in Above the Rim. And I didn't know, like, listen, I'm black, I've been black, I'm proud to be black, but that day I learned there's levels to blackness. Okay. You know, I'm a Huxtable. That was some good time shit. Like this, how do you talk with a razor blade in your mouth and not cut yourself? That's a nigga skill I don't have. So my blackness at that moment, I knew, okay, I'm black, but I read, I have a vocabulary, and I don't keep a razor blade under my tongue. So I'm not that black.
But did you go back and try to put the razor blade? Have you ever attempted it?
Why would I even accept that concept? To put a razor blade in your mouth.
What, did he show you the razor blade right after?
Pulled it out and was like, yo, dog, and he put it back. And I said, yeah, man, don't let this album shit fool you. This nigga's a problem.
But he always has been, dude. He's ran around here in Miami.
Right.
He would stand by himself at gas stations with a dog.
Yeah.
Just talk to anybody that came up to him. He did live. I think he was the last real gangster rapper. Real gangster rapper.
What you saw is what you got.
Yeah. Did you rap ever?
No, I don't have a skill set. I mean, I can rap, but I'm not a rapper. You know what I mean?
Well, you got a voice on you.
Yeah, I mean, look, what would take a rapper maybe 10 minutes to come up with 16 hot bars, it'd take me 10 months.
But you do it with comedy. You just did it here.
I mean, there's certain similarities in terms of punchlines, you know, and creating metaphors and scenarios. So yeah, as far that to me is kind of like the similarity in being a comic and being a rapper. But rap is its own, its own art form that you have to have a real amount of respect for and an honesty, and not lie to yourself to know your lane. Right. You know, like I said, I could do it, but the amount of brain power it would take and strain on me to come up with something really hot would drain me. Right. Whereas with a rapper, that's just like breathing. You know what I mean? But I can do it. I just, you know, I know my lane, man. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So just really quick, what's your relationship like with Vlad?
Cool dude, you know, we both know how to work off each other.
Is he in the feds?
I don't know about that shit. Yeah, I know a lot of people give him shit for that, but
why though? Is it just because he's like?
Look, he's a smart business dude. He knows what he's doing. His brand has been around for a long time. He's got money in the bank, you know, and
he seems like a cool dude.
Very cool. Yeah, we play off each other like, you know, Ali and Cosell.
Right.
You know, and
we even got him on camera.
Yeah, I mean, we know how to make great television.
Right.
Yeah.
No, it's dope, dude. I love everything you've done, man. The fucking Jerry Maguire scene. You were in one of the most popular fucking scenes in cinema history.
Yeah, they never showed me the money.
What does that mean?
They showed me the opportunity, but they didn't show me the money. A lot of people got rich off that. I mean, my part wasn't big enough to really
but it was essential
to gain anything financially. But you know, when you're in a movie of that caliber, usually work begets work, and that also leads to other things. And it really didn't have that effect for me.
Did that fuck with you?
everything fucks with you. That's why I'm telling you that, you know, again, you come into this game with a certain amount of hope and naivete, and then when you find out what's real and what's smoke and mirrors, you know, it take a little piece of you, you know, because you gotta keep maneuvering and figuring out how to be the rose in the concrete. You know, as many doors close on you, as many obstacles as you have to get around. Yeah. If you stick with it, and you know, believe in yourself, and you open the door and let God in, you know, you could be the rose through the concrete. So,
my man, Aries Spears.
Check out my podcast, man. Yeah, Spears and Steinberg, available on all streaming platforms. I always tell people, man, slide into my DMs on Instagram, Aries Spears. I'll send you the links. Start from the beginning. We didn't jump on YouTube until like 2 years in, so you're not gonna be able to catch episode 1 from YouTube. But as far as listening on all the streaming platforms, man, I know we over like close to 600 episodes, but start from the beginning. It's very important comedically in terms of callbacks, jokes, characters. You get to grow with us and see the evolution from beginning to end. And don't let the fact that there are that many episodes intimidate you, man. Binge it. It's like masturbation and potato chips. Once you start, you can't stop.
You heard it here first. Where the fuck you got this shit? Do you like the podcast shit? Does that grow on you? Have you?
It's fun. It's fun, you know, and it's to be able to do it the way that we do it, and you know, make some bread behind it.
Right.
How could you be mad at that?
Right.
You know.
Right. Do you feel like every comic should?
You know, anything can be oversaturated if it's too many cooks in the kitchen.
Yeah.
You know, because everybody thinks they can, when the fact is everybody ain't blessed, man.
Right.
Everybody don't have talent.
Right.
But again, we live in an age now where, yay, you know.
13th place.
Yeah, so listen, man, it's okay to be a janitor. Just be the best janitor you can be. It's okay to bag groceries at Ralph's. Yeah. Just be the best motherfucker at it. Or out here, Publix. Is it Publix or Publix? Publix, yeah. You know, everybody ain't meant to be the next president or the next CEO of a Fortune 500 company. You know, some people are some of the most fantastic Uber drivers on the planet.
Brother, I really, really appreciate you taking your time.
You got it, brother,
man. Really appreciate it.
Give it all you got.
Take this moment in a little bit. As the whiskey settles in just a little bit. Collect your thoughts before the curtain drops, just enough to
Give it all you got. Give it all you got.
my left arm going numb again. It's all I think about, just like the Benjamins. Then you fuck around and Google all the symptoms. It turns out I died 2 weeks ago again. They stop and tell me, do you realize you're so important? Imposter syndrome got me feeling like I don't deserve it. Sometimes my life feels like a movie, homie. Told me don't rush to get grown and drive slow, homie. Drive slow, homie.